Hi, Steve here for Whatispersonaldevelopment.org, and today I would like to share with you 2 Stoic principles that will make a difference in your life and allow you to experience more joy on a day-to-day basis. So, number 1 is the dichotomy of control, which is learned from this book, A Guide to the Good Life, the ancient art of Stoic joy. So, what you have to understand is that Stoicism is a very practical philosophy. It's also a very positive one, because oftentimes people believe that if you're a Stoic, if you're someone who is Stoic, you're repressing your emotions, or maybe you're boring, or you're living an ascetic life, or you're someone who is cold, which is not what Stoicism is about. Stoicism is more about understanding that everything in the world is not permanent, will disappear, and to appreciate what we already have, even if we only have little in our life. So the dichotomy of control is a very simple concept that states there are things we have control over, and there are things we do not have control over whatsoever. And that's very simple, but oftentimes people, they try to control situations that they cannot control, which creates suffering, stress, unnecessary worries, and that's what many people do every day, that I see every single day. And what you want to do is to train yourself. So whenever you face a situation, you want to be able to analyze whether or not you have control over that situation. So you want to ask yourself, what can I do here? What is in my power in that specific situation? And when you can't do anything about it, you just want to forget about it. You want to stop worrying about it. And you want to accept it because you have no control. So for instance, you cannot control the weather. If you go out to a picnic and it starts raining, there's no point getting frustrated, there's no point complaining, because you cannot do anything about it. So you just have to ask yourself, what can I do in a specific situation, and do what you can. So that's the dichotomy of control. And of course you have situations that are in the middle, which means you have some kind of control over this situation. So let's say, for instance, you are playing tennis. You cannot guarantee you're going to win a specific game, but you can prepare. You can do your best, you can practice, you can work hard. And that's a situation in which you have some control over. So when you have a goal, you can't guarantee you're going to make a certain amount of money, for instance, but you can follow a certain process every day that will help you achieve your goal. So that's what is very important, to focus on the process of your goal. So whenever you have a situation in your life, you want to think in terms of, what can I do about it? Do I have control over it or not? And if so, what can I do about it? So how much control do I have? So that will allow you to prevent a lot of stress, traumas, and stories in your life. So that's the first concept, principle. The second Stoic principle is negative visualization. So I'm sure you're familiar with visualization. So many people, like athletes, chess players, successful people, use this tool. They use their imagination to prepare before a contest or before a certain speech. They use it to really prepare mentally. Or maybe they have a goal and they think about the goal every day, and they put themselves in an emotional state, a positive state that will help them unleash their creativity, give them motivation, drive, passion, energy. So that's a very powerful tool. But you can also use it in a different way. You can use negative visualization, which is basically thinking of everything that could go wrong, thinking of the worst case scenarios that could happen in your life. So for instance, maybe it's imagining yourself losing your wife, losing your kids, or losing your health, losing your job, and start appreciating the fact that you do have a job right now, or you do have a family right now, and you could lose it at any time. You could lose your wife, you could lose your kids, because nothing is really predictable in this world. So that's the idea of appreciating what you already have by thinking of the worst case scenario that could happen. And as you do that, you realize you have a lot of things to be grateful in your life. So it's a very powerful principle that I like to use myself. So for instance, I think about my own death every day, realizing that I will come back to nothingness one day. So it helps me, overcome my fears, overcome my limitation, and all these things that will not matter in 1 year from today, in 2 years, in 20 years. And that's a very powerful tool that I like to use myself. And I encourage you to do the same in your life. So if you use these 2 Stoic principles in your life, it will make a big difference. But you have to practice. It's a very practical things that you have to do. So again, principle number 1 is the dichotomy of control. So learn and practice. Whenever you face a situation, practice categorizing the situation in 3 different parts: what you can control, what you cannot control, and what you have some control over. And the second principle is using negative visualization to imagine the worst scenarios and start appreciating what you already have in your life. Remembering that you could lose your wife today, so you want to appreciate your time with her, your time with your kids, or you want to appreciate your job because you could lose it tomorrow. So that's the 2 Stoic principles I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed it and you benefit from it. So again, take action, use them in your own life, and let me know how it goes. And so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Like the video and share the video with your friends. And I'll talk to you in a new video. Bye.